We are out here at High Tops in Timonium. Brendon Ayanbadejo in the house. He is your host, as always, for Monday Night Live. It is brought to you this week by Time Out for Sports. Outfit your company, your local sports team, with the latest apparel from a one-stop shop turned to Time Out Sports. What began as a small family-owned business in 1983, Time Out Sports has grown to become the largest screen printing and embroidery facility in Maryland, located at 9716 Bel Air Road in Baltimore. Time Out Sports offers a full range of team uniforms, apparel, and sport-related equipment. Their in-house embroidery and screen printing services will assist you in making a lasting impression for your team, company, or organization. Call 410-248-0068. Ask for Nancy or Adam. They will take great care of you like they did with our staff and Luke Jones' fine-looking shirt over there. Look at that lovely polo shirt right there. Visit timeoutfs.com or for more information on Time Out Sports. Brendon, I don't understand why you wouldn't do the read. I just said, you were talking to me about how you're a thespian. You got to do the reads, right?
You're just gonna drop it on me and just say, "Oh, do this now, live."
I thought that would.
I study it and prepare myself like every professional prepares. Preparation, you know.
We should.
And then I would have did it splendidly.
You know what? Next week, you and I are gonna act out like a movie scene. We're gonna prepare.
Just make sure
it.
It's not a kissing scene, all right?
I don't know why you would think I would do anything like that. That's really weird.
Then I'm just saying.
Which one of us shaves our legs?
I do.
Fact. Anyway, moving
Which
forward.
one of us has been with more women? Me.
Well, I don't know.
Whoa.
Let's compare that after we go back to commercial.
Maybe I should be sitting between you guys.
Yeah, or how about sometime when my girlfriend isn't sitting in the crowd? We'll talk about that further.
I already know you're like the 25-year-old virgin. It's okay.
He's 28, by the way.
I know, because they met 3 years ago. I already understand.
All right.
All right, there's children here. Let's change the topic.
Seriously, what are we talking about? That's ridiculous.
All right, we're talking about sports. We apologize.
Yeah, really. I wanted to ask you about this. I had a lot of people say something to me. I guess you said you didn't watch the Indianapolis game at all yesterday, did you?
No.
All right, they were up early. They ended up losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. I had 5 to 6 messages today from people that said, "Do you think Indianapolis purposely threw that game because they're trying to get Andrew Luck at the end of the season?" And I have, on the level of, I don't know if you know this about football fans, they're all conspiracy theorists.
Right.
They're all convinced when their team doesn't win that it means that there was something against them. That the league had set it up that way, or that it wasn't just that one group of guys went out on the field and lost to the other group of guys. They don't believe that's possible. So understand that first about football fans. But one thing that I've always said is I don't doubt that an organization might sometimes do certain things because, you know what, it wouldn't hurt us if we lost this game at some point. But I am certain of the fact that you cannot go to a group of 46 men and expect them to not try to win a football game. So I'm asking you to either confirm or deny my belief.
I mean, there's no conspiracy there. If you look at Indy, they're a prideful organization. They've gone to playoffs 10 years in a row, and all of a sudden we're going to throw a season. So I don't think so.
It's just the case of when you don't have Peyton Manning, sometimes you're going to lose football games.
I mean, every team looks a whole lot better when you have ball control and you're scoring. You're doing all kinds of things. Your defense is off the field, and your best players on the field leading the team. And all of a sudden he's gone. It's a completely different team. So it happens.
But
he'll be back. He'll be back at the end of the year or next year. But
in general, football players and men, there's just no way. There's no circumstance in which you could never get me to sign up to say, I'm not going to try hard today.
I mean, I think with football players, we're so prideful. I think the most important thing when you go out on a field is the last name on your jersey, and that's going to go with you no matter where you are. So whether you're in Indy or the next year you're in Dallas or whatever team you play for, like whatever you do, it's going to stick with you. That's your resume. Every play is your resume. It's going to go with you. So I never even heard of somebody not playing their hardest or a team not trying their hardest. And I've been on teams that have been bad before, and that's never ever come up. You play with even more chip on your shoulder, and that's just the way it is in football. So I've never seen it before. I never heard of it before. But I guess, when fans are sitting there talking, they have a lot of time to talk about all kinds of crazy things.
But if you're looking at and I'm going to take the opposing side here for just a moment. You're looking at the organization, the coaching staff, the front office personnel. Couldn't there be decisions made as far as who's going to play, what kind of schemes we're going to run? Not that you're trying to just tank it, but okay, let's evaluate some of these guys. Like, for example, when you hypothetically you throw out a rookie quarterback onto the field, when you have a veteran who might, over the course of 16 games, maybe net you 1 or 2 extra wins. Do you think, from a player perspective, I hear what you're saying. I agree. I can't envision that. But do you think it's possible it could go on with The front office, coaches talking about trying to look at the big picture?
I mean, not that I know about, but sometimes owners pull the trigger and they go a different way. You see, Al Davis used to do it all the time. No, I want such and such to play, and
right.
And then that's what would happen. But that's the owner's choice. That's his prerogative to do that. But nobody's going to go out there and play less hard or play to lose or anything like that.
Right.
One of the other big topics in football this weekend has been the Philadelphia Eagles, and it was supposed to be the dream team, and here they are after a 1-4 start. And I keep hearing from football analysts things along the lines of, just because you put a group of great players together doesn't mean they're a great team. To me, I think that says something about a team like the Baltimore Ravens, where you do have a group of great players, and functionally that makes it a better team. Do you ever look at that and say, is it more amazing to you that given all of the individual great players on this roster, the fact that you guys are able to come together so well as a football team?
Well, football's the consummate team sport. So, you throw all these stars together in Philly, they're going to need some time to gel. So I definitely think they're going to be one of those teams that turns it around. The team you see right now is not going to be the same team you see in November and December. And the same thing with the Ravens. We kind of put some key pieces to our puzzle together early on in the season. And after we played against the Steelers, we thought we were a good team, but the first thing on our minds is, man, we're going to be a whole lot better team in November when we play them again.
Sure, no question. One of the other, and just sort of go around some football topics with you. They were all up this weekend, but it seems like every time he plays, everyone has an opinion about Tony Romo. It's just, he is the maybe most hot-button player in the entire NFL. Have you ever been around a player like that you felt, I need to step up and say something here because this is my teammate, and I'm sick of hearing certain things about him? A couple guys I know felt that way with Joe in the offseason, and some of the things people were saying about Joe.
Yeah, well, with the kind of pressure that Romo faces and the type of market that he's in and the team that he plays for and supposedly America's team and their owner, he's just in a pressure cooker. So
right.
I've never played with a player that's had that much pressure on him. When I was in Chicago, Rex Grossman, he had a lot of pressure on him being in that market and playing for the Bears and whatnot. But nothing like Romo. I think two guys that are really under the gun that you see a lot of pressure on. They're all quarterbacks, and it's Romo, Mike Vick, and then Cutler in Chicago, and those are all pretty big markets, and historically they're all good football teams. So I think it goes with the territory and especially the owner in Dallas. So that's just one of those things. You definitely gonna have to earn every penny that he makes there.
It's funny, you mentioned Chicago. There's a new book out right now about Walter Payton that's been really sort of met with a lot of mixed reviews because it talks about some of the more personal things in his life and some of the things that maybe people didn't know about him that maybe they didn't need to know about him. Are you ever amazed still at how interested people are in the lives of pro athletes? That I want to know every single stinking sordid detail about your life. I have to know who you're sleeping with. I have to know what you're doing when you're out on a Friday night. Does it amaze you still when you see things like that? This guy's been dead for a decade, and here it is. We're still interested in the things that happen in his personal life.
Yeah, well, especially in this day and age, we're in the age of information and how fast people can disseminate information. You just go back when Obama did the raid on Osama bin Laden, and who broke that? It broke through Twitter, and all of a sudden it's like you can get information so fast, and there's all these crazy things, and half of them are true and half of them are false, and you don't really know what to believe. So in this day and age, no, I'm not surprised. People want to know every single thing that you're doing, where you're at, and oftentimes you can just look online and you can see where people are at or what they're doing, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or just people seeing people and just posting those things out on the internet. So people just want to know as much as they can know, and there's fanatical people out there, and they want to know every single thing, whether you're a star, you're a guy in the NFL that doesn't really play that much or whatever. You hear all these kind of reports. While I was home, I heard, that Michael Orr got in a car accident. And with the things that have been happening as of late, the first thing I did was contact him. Are you okay? Is everything cool? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm like, why? What'd you hear? I'm like, oh, I heard you got into a car accident. And the story broke off of Facebook.
Right.
And he's like, nah, man, I'm cool. Nothing happened. So.
On a weekly basis, by the way, someone on your team has a torn ACL.
Oh,
via,
the best
via Twitter.
It was the first week of training camp. I was asked on Twitter, did Anquan Bolden tear his ACL? I said, well, if he did, he made a hell of a recovery because I just saw him on the practice field.
Right. It's crazy.
So, I'm not surprised. Everybody wants to know everything, but Walter Payton is a hero. I lived in Chicago while he was playing, and all the things that he was doing, it was so fascinating, and everybody wanted to know, oh, how does he train? How does he have those legs that never stop going? What does he do? What does he eat? So, and that was, 1985. So I'm not surprised people still want to know about him. He's still, one of the greatest Bears to ever live, one of the greatest running backs to ever live, and he's a guy that'll never be forgotten. I need to get that book too.
Yeah, I think I have a copy of it, but I probably won't give it to you.
I want to know everything about him.
By the way, I should have let you know this in advance. I've been selling fake rumors about you to Deadspin for the last week, so you'll probably see them sometime in the next month.
Make them good, like something interesting, like saucy, like good information. Like, Brendon was with
like a popular actress, like
with what's her name,
Megan
Solo,
Fox.
the hockey,
Solo.
the soccer goalie. Brendon was spotted with Hope Solo.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so last week the ESPN body issue.
I know, I saw that today in the ice tub. Good thing I was in the ice tub.
I feel the same way, by the way.
Yeah.
And I know you're saying that because you really like the pictures of Art Jones' brother in there. That was really good.
Oh man, John, we're like, we saw him after the Jets game. We're like, man, we're so glad we didn't see him before.
Right. It'd be a little awkward.
We're glad we didn't see the magazine before we saw him. We're glad we saw the magazine after we saw him. I don't know about that karate kick.
And Steven Jackson did it too. You guys played a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't see that one. I saw Hope Solo. I saw the lady on the balance beam though. She looked.
Alicia Sack.
Oh
yes,
my goodness.
Lovely young
That's
lady.
my favorite picture.
So my question for you is.
Hold on, I'm still envisioning her. You're ruining my
Hang on,
moment.
sorry.
He needs a moment.
Give me a moment.
All right,
we'll move on
I'm
from
good.
that.
Let's go.
My question for you is, if you had been approached by ESPN, you're a good-looking dude, and I got the big muscles and everything like that. If you had been approached by ESPN, Brendon, we want to put you in the body issue. We want to show the world what your athletic form looks like. How would you have handled that? Would you have had the guts to say, you know what? Yeah, I
Question
can do
of the
that.
night, baby.
I can do that.
It would have been harder for me to say no.
Really?
Yeah, I love the human body, whether it's male or female. Blake Griffin had an amazing picture. He was like in some type of ring. He was holding some ring.
Oh,
you
yeah,
could see every muscle in his body. So he looked amazing. And then Hope Solo looked good. The girl on the balance beam looked amazing. I didn't see all the pictures. I just skimmed through it real fast. But I love the human body in all its forms. So if you take somebody and they have a body that they've worked and they've honed, and it's to me, it's better than Michelangelo's art. So.
But you also just admitted that you guys were giving John Jones grief about it. So you're gonna have to walk into the locker room, and I get it. They've all seen you naked because you stand around. You're a weird one, by the way. You like standing around naked a little bit longer than everybody else.
False.
Oh, that's just all right. Never mind. Anyway.
I actually air dry, so.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's the only thing.
All right. And anyway,
They're out of towels that day.
I keep forgetting we have kids here. I'm so sorry about
Chafe
this.
his skin, man.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so you're getting grief about it. You think you could do it anyway. You think you could be enough of a man to say, you know what? I don't care what they're gonna say about me. I could do this.
I mean, I speak on behalf of gay, lesbian, transsexual, bisexual people. So I don't think I wouldn't be afraid. I'm a visionary. I'm a leader. You see the space?
Right.
I'm not scared
So
of
you
nothing.
zoom in for the close-up.
Zoom in on these lips.
By the way, Luke, I've got good news too. I was offered by ESPN to do the media body issue.
Were you?
All in. All in.
I thought you were gonna hold out for more money.
The ESPN what not to eat issue.
Right. Give it up for Brendon Ayanbadejo, ladies and gentlemen. We always go somewhere like this, don't we?
I like messing with you guys, though. You guys are way better than Nestor.
I know that. Are you gonna come back next week, or are you gonna run off and do something else?
I might send Troy Polamalu to come over here and do my job, since there's some secret Steeler fans in the audience tonight. I won't point in their direction.
By the way, we just hired a
Everyone
Steeler.
looks around.
I
I
smell
like it.
something.
Just says he smelled something. All right, you guys go kick the Texans' ass this week, and we'll have fun next Monday.
Yep,
All right.
and we'll see you next Monday.
Sounds good. All right, it is Monday Night Live. We're out here every Monday night at High Tops, AM 1570, WNST.net. Brendon Ayanbadejo. We'll see you next week. This is the station where we never stop talking Baltimore sports.